here at the King County building for senior exemptions. I'm picking up something.
Oh, okay. Do you know
Tony, well, I don't know. It's from Dave. Have something for me. My name is Tony Chance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm documenting it here, and I'm here to pick up something. And also,
Okay, have a seat.
my name is
Because we'll
Tony
have,
Chance, and I
Bailey.
also want to document that for many days I've come here now, to ask a question, a clarification, and nobody wants to answer it. to
Okay,
me.
we'll be right with you because
Okay.
we're going to have Bailey take care of you
All
today.
right. Okay.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah. My name is Tony Chance, and I'm picking up that
Yes.
file here.
Yes.
And also, I'm just documenting that I have been here for, many days now. I'm trying to get an answer because it's confusing, your documentation. I have the most simple example I could think of, It's just how you interpret the capital gains for the citizen property tax reduction. So I have an example which says that tomorrow senior citizen buys Boeing for 10,000 and sells it the same day for 11,000, and also tomorrow senior citizen buys IBM for 10,000 and sells it later in the day for 9,000. So he makes 1,000 on one and loses 1,000 on the other. So what does King County say? Is that an disposable income increase of 0 or 1,000?
So King County doesn't say anything. It's the Department of Revenue that governs
Well,
this.
what is the Department of Revenue then?
Well, you'd have to contact them. And ask
Well,
them.
but you're marking up my things here, and you're interpreting it here, and for many days.
I'm not going to interpret this.
Well,
obviously.
Yeah, you're not wanting to answer it. Can I have your name, please?
Bailey Stober.
Really? Okay. And why would you? I mean, it's not an appeal, an appeal or anything. It's just a simple question. How it's being interpreted, because I cannot making it out. Because in your example, it's more complicated. It's about limited partnerships and stuff like that. This is a very simple
our
stroke
office has
transaction.
made their ruling on this. So the next steps are contacting for you if you'd like to contact the Department of Revenue and get their explanation. And then, of course, you have the right to appeal with the Board of Equalization.
I'm not saying I'm going to appeal. I just would like to understand. And I'm expecting.
And our supervisor.
And
did
I've
her
been
best
very
to
polite
explain
all
it
these
to you.
days.
Yeah.
I've always been polite. I've been asking,
of
can
course
you
I
please
appreciate.
answer? Can you please answer that? Is it A0 or is it B1000?
So our staff members reviewed your file.
It's not
They've
about my
made their-
file.
they've
It's
made their
about.
determination.
It's not about my files. You're giving me. You're trying to stonewall it here. It's not about my
stonewalling.
file. It's a simple question. How is that interpreted in general? It's not about my file. It's not about an appeal.
You've
It's a
spoken with
general
the analyst,
question.
You've spoken with the supervisor. They've made
They
their
always say
ruling.
it's about the file, but it's not about the file. This is just a simple example about how it's being interpreted. It's a question.
And it's a question that's better left for Department of Revenue. This is their.
Why can't, I
program.
mean, you're marking it up here, and why can't
Because
you answer
I'm not,
that?
I'm not an exemption specialist. I don't. do
Well, can I,
exemptions.
I asked to talk with the most senior person here for many, many days.
Which
I
is
have
me.
tried.
Which is me.
So
I do
you
external
don't, do you don't
relations,
know,
but I
or
don't
you,
do exemptions.
do you don't know, or you don't want to answer?
It's not a question for me to answer. It's a question for the State Department of Revenue.
But you're marking it up here. How will you mark up that here?
So
Are you,
our
can you answer me
exemption
that? Are you
staff-
marking it up here or not?
So our exemption staff would obviously take a look at that if it were submitted.
And marks
that
it
were a
up,
real-life
right?
Example,
And marks it up.
And they would evaluate it.
And how would they evaluate it?
They
Can
would
I-
go through
can you have
Department of
a-
Revenue criteria?
Yeah, so but can you have some staff come and tell me what is the criteria, Department of
Our
Revenue
staff has already
criteria?
spoken with you several times and tried
But it's
to
not about the
explain-
state, it's about an example, the most simple example one can possibly think of. You don't want to help me. I mean, this
So
is basically
here's our
the point.
determination, I invite you to review that.
I'm asking. I have this.
But we're not making progress on this. Like we're not going to go
Yes,
round
because
and
you
round
not
about a
want to answer me.
hypothetical.
I
So you have-
want to make progress. I want to make
And so what
progress.
I am
It's you who don't
encouraging you
want to make
do
progress.
is to contact Department of
You're trying to make
Revenue.
it very difficult, so it really can't be done.
So I'm encouraging you to contact the Department of Revenue and the Board of Equalization. That's your next step. Our office has made a ruling.
It's not about
we
the
don't
ruling.
reverse-
It's just about what would you do with. It's an example. How would you interpret a very simple example like that? I mean, it cannot be any more simple. It's
So I've
a gain
explained-
on one stock of
I've
1,000.
explained your
And,
two options going forward, but our office can't help anymore.
because you don't know or you don't want to help.
Our office cannot help you anymore
Because you don't want to help.
because we've made a ruling already.
It's not about the ruling. It's an example. It's not about the ruling. You see, you're trying to stonewall me. It's not about the ruling. It's an example where I would like to have an example. It has nothing to do with the
So
ruling.
our staff's gone through these examples with you several times on the phone.
No, they haven't. No, they haven't. They're just trying to stonewall. They talk about appeals and stuff, and this is not about an appeal. It's about trying to understand an example here.
So again, our office has made a ruling.
No,
So
it's not about the ruling.
there's
It's about
nothing-
an example
so
here.
there's-
You see, you're not trying to answer me. You're making it difficult.
No, I'm telling you that it's not my place to answer anymore. It's the Board of Equalization.
It's not about it's about a question how you interpret a very simple example.
So I appreciate your time.
And I appreciate if you would answer my question.
I've made it clear that I'm
No, you're not
going
answering
to-
my question. You're not helping me. You're not answering my question. You're making it difficult. Because do you not know or you don't want to answer?
It's not a question.
You
for
don't
me
want to answer, in other words.
So I think
You
we're
don't
done
want to
having
help
this
me.
conversation
You
now.
don't want to help me
I can't. Our office has
because
made
you
a
don't
ruling.
want to.
So I think we're done with the conversation.
You're talking about something completely different. That's you want
Sir,
to get away
you're not
from it.
understanding what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that I cannot help you at this point.
You cannot help me answer. You're telling me that you cannot answer a simple question here,
I'm
which has
telling
nothing to
you
do with a
that our
ruling.
staff
It
has
has nothing to
gone
do
through
with
this
a
with
ruling.
you.
Yeah, it's nothing about staff and going through. It's asking a very. I'm a senior citizen coming here to King County, asking a very simple question, which is not in any of my taxes. I never said I make an appeal or anything. I'm coming here to ask for a very simple question. And you simply say you don't want to answer.
I'm telling you, it's not my place to answer. It's the
Because
Department of Revenue's place because it's their program. That's correct.
But you're evaluating it. And I'm just asking, how would you interpret a very simple question like that? It has nothing to do. It's not in any of my files. It's anything like that. It's just a simple question.
So, I don't think our conversation is productive, and so
Yeah, because you're not productive.
Okay.
I'm asking a simple question and you don't
nothing
want to
else
help
Our office can do to help at this
because you
point.
don't want to help.
That is not the case.
Yes.
Again, I've given you two resources and options, both. on
But
the
it's
Board of
confusing. It's about
Equalization.
limited partnerships and stuff like that. It has nothing to do about a very simple stock transaction, how you interpret the capital gains of zero.
So again, you can contact the Board of Equalization or the State Department of Revenue, and they can
Well,
interpret the wax for you.
Basically, the bottom line is that you're very uncooperative. You're trying to harass me. And
I am
that,
not trying to
yes,
harass you.
yes, you are. Otherwise, you would answer the question. It's a very simple question.
I apologize for your frustration. So I've given you those two.
I'm not frustrated. I'm very
resources.
polite. I'm here just to.
Oh, I do
as
think you're
senior-
polite. Absolutely.
I'm a senior citizen coming to here to ask a question, how it is interpreted, the most simple example, not a complicated example.
So
And you say you cannot answer. Oh, you
Correct.
don't.
It's not
Sorry,
my place to
you
answer.
say you don't want to answer.
It's not my place to
You
answer.
don't want to answer. So that's basically the bottom line.
Thank you for coming in. I hope you have a nice day.
Well, what can I say? I mean, you're not helping me.
Have a nice one. Thank you.